Alright guys, got a short video. Here's what I'm saying today. You wouldn't stay in preschool forever. What do you mean, Hoss? What I mean is this. Whatever the age is, 4 or 5 years old, you go to preschool, right? You do it for a year, 2 years, whatever it is, that gap in between when your parents want you out of the house until kindergarten. Okay, fine. Now, you wouldn't just keep going back to preschool. That wouldn't make any sense, right? The whole point is to progress you, to get you ready for kindergarten, and then kindergarten's getting you ready for first grade, and then we go on and on and on and on, college, whatever you want, doctorate. Eventually, you stop going to school and you start implementing the things that you've learned in the real world, or whatever you want to call it. So at some point, you stop going to school, right? And the moral of what I'm trying to say is, like, once the lessons are learned, great, now it's time to go use the lessons, right? If you're on a sports team, you practice Monday to Friday, you have a game on Saturday. You don't just practice Monday to Friday and then Saturday and then Monday to Friday and then never have a game. That wouldn't make any sense, because you would never get to implement the lessons that you've spent all this effort and all this time trying to learn. So a lot of times I feel like people just, they get caught in their certain hobbies and stuff, and they're just practicing and practicing and practicing, but they're never actually trying to implement the lessons, right? You read a book about how to change your attitude, and then you don't do anything else. You just pick up another book about how to change your attitude, and you don't make any implemental changes. There's no point. Why are you putting the effort forth if you're not going to implement the changes? The whole point of learning these new lessons, going to school, going to this class, going to this course, is so that you can implement changes and then perform better, or at least have a different experience out in reality, right? You would not keep going back to preschool. The lesson was already learned. Now, if you didn't get the lesson, you might get held back. That's a thing that happens. People get held back all the time. Fine, you keep going until you get the lesson. I'm for that. That's a brilliant rebuttal to my point. But once the lesson's learned, at some point you're gonna get the lesson, and then you need to move on and you need to go try to implement that lesson. That is the beauty of education. That is the purpose of education. So that's what you need to be doing. Let me know your thoughts on that. Beautiful day out there. Team Hoss, get out there.